Have Shelly Dunaway, so I'll get your, and I need you to use the mic if you don't mind. We are recording this since we, weren't able to get everyone here. We'll record it and I'll send it out, but I'll get your slide up.
Good morning. I'm Shelly Dunaway, and I'm the principal of Two Rivers Middle Prep, and I am so thankful to be here today and not stuck at home again. I think my house is cleaner than it's ever been since I became a principal. So today I just want to talk to you about how we've implemented the collaborative inquiry model at Two Rivers Middle Prep. And it all started 2 years ago when Dr. Steele asked the middle school principals to implement the continuous improvement model. And that's where our journey started. We started that fall with the whole faculty looking at our data and trying to look at areas where our students needed more support. So that's where we started, and that year we created our focus calendar, and that year our focus calendar really focused on language and vocabulary, because if you know anything about, I know you do know, the research behind our economically disadvantaged students, that vocabulary piece is crucial to what we have to do for our students each and every day. So we started there. And then last year, we continued with the continuous improvement model throughout the year. The year we started this, the previous year, we were a level 1 TBOS in literacy, which is the lowest you can be. Last year, we had some great gains from using the continuous improvement model. We actually grew to a level 3 TBOS in literacy. So this was through using that continuous improvement model. So we do know that it works. And then this year, with 1 year under our belt, we're much more adept at using the continuous improvement model. And this year when we came together and we looked at our data, we were able to go to the big piece, which I think is ask questions. Because it's not just enough to look at data and say kids are low in vocabulary or kids are low in language. But actually, you have to ask those probing questions. What's going on with our students? What do they look like? What resources do they have? And so that's where we started this year, with asking those questions. So this year when we looked at our data, because we had focused on language and vocabulary last year, guess what? That was not our area this year. Our area this year actually turned out to be informational text and writing and research. So through asking questions, as a whole faculty, we were able to determine that, and looking at multiple measures of data, we were able to determine that one of the reasons our kids are low in informational text is because they cannot access informational text. If you look at our student Lexile levels, our students don't read on grade level, or many of our students don't read on grade level. I'm not going to make a blanket statement like that. But that was one of our concerns, is our students don't read on grade level. So what programs, what resources, what do we need to put in place to help our students get caught up or read on grade level? So that's where we started at this year. The other one was writing and research, and when we looked at writing and research, once again, we're asking questions. Why are our students low in writing and research? So looking at the test itself and the way that writing is tested on the TCAP, that's not the way you teach writing. So we saw a huge disconnect between the way that students are tested on writing and the way that writing is taught. So knowing, asking those questions and knowing those things, we're able to put strategies in place to help us with our students in informational text and writing and research. So this year, through collaborative planning, which is another way we implement a cycle of inquiry or collaborative inquiry, we are planning across the curriculum. We are teaching literacy in every subject area. So every one of our teachers teaches literacy. If you're a social studies teacher, or if you're a science teacher, of course, you know that's a big literacy. And they also have their own literacy standards with the Common Core standards or the new Tennessee State standards. So we are also doing that. And that collaborative planning piece, that is essential to what we do. Like I was talking to Dr. Downey the other night, we got some teams doing it really, really well, and other teams that are finding the paradigm shift hard to make. But we're working with them. I'm working with Teresa Hogue, our data coach, and she's coming in and sitting in on our planning meetings and working with our teachers to shore up our collaborative inquiry. What I'm most excited about in the implementation piece at Two Rivers is next year. I mean, because we can always do it better, right? And so, you know, we're in school improvement planning right now, and we're doing our needs assessment. So those with that needs assessment is another area where you can use this collaborative inquiry. So now my leadership team is working with Teresa, and we are planning for next year, and we are looking at our data once again, and we are seeing that one of our hot spots is fifth grade, our incoming fifth graders. And so looking at data and looking at multiple measures of data once again, because you just can't look at just one piece of data, not just TCAP data, but you know, Ames Web data, Lexile level data. We are working on what we're going to do next year to shore up fifth grade. So I think that's exciting for us too as we continue to implement this process of collaborative inquiry. So that's what we are doing at Two Rivers Middle Prep.
Does anyone have any questions for Shelly? All right. Well, next, Craig Hammond is going to share what they're doing.